welcome back. So you've had a chance to think about what we spoke about before the break. Now we're going to look at some stuff in detail. So we get to the exciting part. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're now going to investigate what happens when objects collide. Okay? So there we go. So here we have a simulation, and I've set it up, number one, so that you can see the vector diagrams, okay? So this is the momenta diagram. We've done vector diagrams, okay? Two, I'm going to play around with these two objects, okay? And what we're going to look at is we're going to see what happens to this when they collide, okay? So that's very important. I'm going to see if I can make that a bit bigger for you. There we go. So at the moment, my two objects aren't moving. We're not going to worry about the time. At the bottom, I've got a whole bunch of stuff, so I can already see that the momentum of my first object is 0.5. The momentum of my second object is minus 0.75, okay? We're not going to worry for this part how we calculated that momentum, okay? Because that's not what I'm trying to show you. What we're doing by default, I can't actually change it on this, is that we're taking to the right as positive, okay? That's the default. That's what we're going to work with. So let's press play, okay? They bounce off, and away they go. So now, okay, what I want you to see is a couple of things. Number one, they came together and they bounced off. So they changed direction, but they remained as two different objects. I'm going to reset. Now, over here, when we look at the momentums, if I add the two momentums together that I've got here, it's 0.5 plus minus 0.75. So my total is minus 0.25. That's that tiny little one over there. I'm going to let them collide again. Oops, there we go, before it disappears. I'm okay that they've changed. Now if I add my two momentums together, so I'm going to go 0.38 minus 0.63, and you know what? It's minus 0.25. The total's still minus 0.25. That little momentum vector for the total didn't change. And it can't change because momentum's always conserved. I'm okay with the fact that the object's momentum's changed, okay? That's fine. They need to change by the same amount, basically, but we'll talk about those later, okay? We will definitely deal with the change in momentum with each one later, so don't stress. So this first one, they come together, they collide, and then they move apart. So that's one option of what can happen. Let's reset this. And what I'm going to do, okay, now we're going to do one slightly different. So I'm going to change this velocity. I really am. It will let me do it. No. Okay, let's change. I'm going to change this velocity. There we go. So what I'm doing is I'm making the original velocity. It's like, it's wanted to get it to naught. There we go. I wanted naught. There we go. I'm making this stationary. So now we have one object that's stationary, and we have another object that's moving. Watch with my totals. Number one, still, let's take that velocity vector out. It'll be easier. Still 0.5. None for number two. So my total momentum at the moment is 0.5 kilogram meters per second to the right. Let's let them collide. Oh, now what happened? They collided. Number one went backwards. Okay, so it bounced off, and the second one started to move to the left. Oh, no, to the right. That's that way, to the right. Okay, so one was stationary, one hit it. As a result, the one went off and the other went off in the opposite direction. Now, if I look at my totals, number 1 now is minus 0.25. Number 2 is 0.75. If I add them together, I still get positive 0.5. Still positive 0.5 to the right. Momentum didn't change. Okay? Let's reset it. Let's change it so that we're going to have this one. I want this one to be going to the left, to the right as well. So I just want to make sure I've got it going to the right. So we're just going to do that. Okay, let's take that away. We're now doing the situation where both objects are moving in the same direction. This can happen, you know that. So if we think about in cars, it happens quite often, where somebody bumper bashes somebody else. Okay, so the car in front's not going fast enough, and the other one hits in. Okay, we know it all happens. Let's see what happens. Now, first of all, let's do the total. So we have 0.5 and 0.65. That's 1,15. Okay, I'm doing it quickly in my head. You guys can do it on your calculators, okay? But it's positive, so it's to the right. So let's see what happens. Oh. Now when it bumps off, number 1, its velocity decreased significantly. Number 2, sped up. It's like a bumper car. Okay, so it got faster. Now you're going to tell me, Tracy, something's gone wrong. Because if I add these two together now, I get 1,14. But when I reset it over here, my total is 1,15. I haven't lost momentum. My simulation can only give me accurate values to 2 decimal places. So there's probably decimals missing that if I then add them in, I'd still get to 1,15. Don't stress about it, okay? We'll often find when we're doing experiments that maybe we don't get 100% correct. It's experimental error. It's okay. The general feeling here, though, is that they are equal. Okay, so just watch again. So they go, okay. Now, we can also do, no, can you see I'm thinking? It's sometimes hard. All right, let's change the mass here. So let's make the masses equal. All right, so that we can see whether that makes a difference, because momentum is about mass as well. Okay, so let's try this one. Here my total is 0.72. Let's see what happens. Oh, look, it's 0.72. But did you see something very important? Watch here. Because the masses are equal, number 1 is going at 0.5 for its momentum. Number 2 is 0.22. Watch when they collide. Number 1 is now 0.22, and number 2 is 0.5. Basically, they transferred their momentum to each other. What if they're going in opposite directions? So let's reset this. Let's change this value. Okay, so let's change that value to minus, let's put it as 1. Okay, so let's move it a little bit. So now what I've done is I've got 2 objects that have exactly the same momentum in size, but opposites in direction. Can you see total momentum is 0? Each one has individual, but because they're vectors, they cancel the total cancels out. Let's see what happens. Oh, look at that. They have to spring apart, okay? They have to spring apart. But we do get situations. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change this here. I'm going to reset. Okay. Let's see what happens if I make it an elastic collision. Total momentum is still 0, but now we have the option that they're going to stay stationary. They're going to stick together, okay? But they can stick together while moving as well. So let's change. Let's make number 1 bigger this time. So I'm going to make it 1 kilogram, okay? So number 1 has a momentum of 1 going to the right. Number 2 has a momentum of minus 0.5, so number 2 is going to the left. My total momentum is to the right, okay, 0.5. So let's see what happens. They stuck together. So the first ones we were looking at was they bounced off each other. Don't worry about the elastic, inelastic at the top there, okay? We'll deal with that next time. But they became one object. This also happens regularly, okay? We often have objects so they collide with each other and they stick together. But what happens is the total is the same now. I also need you to see something. When they stick together, they both end up with the same velocity. They're one object. I can't have them stick together and then you tell me, well, the first one's going at this velocity and the second one's going at this velocity, but they're not the same. Not physically possible. They have to stay together, okay? Now, unfortunately, this particular simulation doesn't allow me to do an explosion, okay? So with an explosion, they will start as one object and then they move away from each other. They have to move in opposite directions. It's not possible for them to move in the same direction. So we've looked at the simulation. Let's now put this in a way that makes sense because we've got the equation and we need to write this equation in different formats. So this was total momentum before, so I had one object and its initial momentum is m1 plus vi1. We had a second object. All right, so that gives me the total momentum before the collision. Afterwards, we had one option where they were separate. And this is the option you're going to use most of the time, okay? Where the two objects are separate, so you're going to work out all their momentums separately, okay? We then also had, further down the line, we had the option where they became one object. So all that changes is this. Before they were two, so they both have their own momentum. Afterwards, they become one object, so we add their masses together, and we have a single final velocity. All right? You can still use the first equation if you want to when they stick together, but you have to remember that their velocities are equal. So sometimes it's just easier to add their masses together. The other option, which I couldn't quite show you, is if they start as one object. So that means we would go m1 plus m2, and they have the same initial velocity, and afterwards they have two different, I'm telling you, I put a 2 there and it should be a 1. Oh my goodness, that's a 1 and that's a 2. Okay, these aren't equations on your information sheet because they derived equations. They're ones we have to make up, okay, make up in inverted commas. We have to look at the situation. So writing down what we know becomes very important here. When we do calculations, we're going to use one of those three, always. But we'll do it step by step. Lots to think about. We're going to take a short break, and then we're going to apply what we've learned. So I'll see you in a couple of minutes.